What is up, gamers? I've been sitting here for the past 30 minutes trying to find a little lore tidbit in this book. I didn't find it, but I'm tired. I'm not tired of reading this. This is a good book, but I'm tired of trying to find the specific thing I'm finding and then getting distracted by it. So, you may be wondering, what are you doing? What's with all this text right here? What is it? I have decided to tell you all and rank certain lore points in World of Warcraft. No, I'm not gonna do all of them. Obviously, there's too fucking many. But I lowered the list down to a manageable amount. I'm going to try and keep talking about these lore points succinct and hopefully not rant about them. But let's see how it goes. So, first off, we got a little correction needs to be made here. Broxigar wounding Archimonde, which was in this book. In fact, I didn't find it, but basically, there was a battle going on in the war, and a portal opened up to Archimonde, or like the Argus, that whole area, and they were like, "We need to close the portal." And then Broxigar's all like, "I got this. Honor me in the present, because this is a book about going to the past." And Broxigar existed in the present, but he died in the past, so he never existed. But he goes through the portal, he fights a ton of demons, kills a ton of demons, and then Archimonde is all like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And then Broxigar holds his own for like a minute, wounds Sargeras' leg or something, and then dies. It's so sad. Broxigar was a homie, but he did manage to close the portal. Let's get that clear. He managed to close it, and I'll always remember him. He's a homie. Next, we got Tyrion dying to Corrosis, of all things. Now, I did raid back in Legion a tiny bit. Guild kind of fell apart at Tomb of Sargeras, but don't know how that happened. Croesus was kind of a difficult boss for us, because people didn't know how to stand and stuff for a while. But I'm sure Tyrion did. I'm sure Tyrion knew how to stand in the AoEs that he needed to stand in. So don't know why he died. As well as his death was just so shitty. I feel like they just used Tyrion's death as a tool to give Red Paladins the Ashbringer, and that's just bad. They could have gone a whole other way with it. Bad. That gets an F rating for me. Oh yeah, Broxigar, by the way, A. Definite A. Lich King losing to Sylvanas. I understand the reasoning behind it. You know, Sylvanas got power from the jailer because of all the souls she sent to the jailer with all the wars she did and whatnot. But at the same time, should she really have beaten Bolvar? I don't know. To be fair, he wasn't wearing a chest plate. So, I mean, and that's one of your major pieces of armor. So, I mean, how much armor could he have had? I'm just saying. So, understand the reasoning. Don't like the scenario. I'm going to give that one a C. I'd say that's reasonable. I think so. This may say Arthas becoming Lich King, but I'm sure we all know that the Lich King losing to Sylvanas is Bolvar, because that's what I said, and not Arthas, because we killed Arthas in Wrath. Okay, so Arthas becoming Lich King. I don't actually remember the exact moment he became the Lich King. Pretty sure it was the time around Illidan going to Northrend or something. But what I wanted to talk about specifically was Stratholme. Because that was really a turning point. If he had gotten assistance from Jaina and Uther to cull Stratholme, he wouldn't be the Lich King. I am positive he would not be the Lich King if he got assistance from those two. If they didn't turn their back on him, and they were all corrupted anyway. They were all corrupted. They were 100% all corrupted. Arthas, look, I understand that Arthas culling an entire city may have been bad for his popularity for becoming the king, but all the people in the city were corrupted. There was a demon in the city, after all. I'm positive that was Stratholme. Yeah, it was. It was. Because at the end of culling a Stratholme, you fight fucking Mal'Ganis or some shit. I don't remember exactly, but there was a demon involved, and they wanted Arthas to become Lich King. And if he had help from his friends, everything would have been fine. Jaina's this is gonna sound really bad, but I want you to understand this is joking, okay? Jaina's love just wasn't enough for Arthas. She just didn't love Arthas enough. And Uther, I mean, didn't he treat Arthas like a son or like a nephew? SMH Uther. SMH. Yeah, but that's gonna be a B for me. Because I just like that. I like Arthas' decision. I don't like how his friends just ditched him. But I like that he still went through with it because it's what needed to be done. Corruption of Deathwing. If you don't know, which I don't know how you wouldn't, although it has been a while since Cataclysm, so maybe you forgot, or you're new and you want to know. But Corruption of Deathwing happened with the Old Gods back in this trilogy. In fact, the Old Gods are what spurred him to create the Dragon Soul, or rather, Demon Soul, as it's known to the present-day characters. And pretty much because he was the aspect of Earth for the dragons, he was close to the Old Gods because the Old Gods were sealed in the Earth. And so the Old Gods could whisper to Neltharion and just corrupt his mind little by little. And they gave him this idea to create the Demon Soul, using all the powers of the dragons, and then being like, blah, blah, blah. And then he went crazy in this book. Him and the dragons were going to help the Night Elves fight back the demons. But then, after he shot the Demon Soul at the demons, he also shot it at the Night Elves, and then he used it to mess with the dragons, and something else that I'm going to get into soon, but not right now, because it's not where we're at right now. For those of you that know this lore point, though, may already see it on the screen. But yeah, Corruption of Deathwing. Old God's fault. They're all gone now, supposedly. So, no one's getting corrupted anymore. All good. But Corruption of Deathwing itself, I'm gonna have to give the Corruption of Deathwing an A for being a good lore point, because it happened over time, and then it all just burst out at once. Just all at once. It was wonderful. Illidan being an incel. I don't really think he's an incel. Maybe. I don't really know what an incel is. But that I was asking my friend what lore points I should talk about, and he was like, talk about how Illidan's an incel, but I think he's more of a simp because of a lore point I found earlier. I was like, he was trying to do he's trying to destroy Northrend because of the Lich King and stopping the undead and whatnot. And he basically, Maeve and Malfurion caught him in the act, along with Kael'thas, but he's not that important for this scenario. And then Maeve apparently told Malfurion that Tyrande died because of Illidan, which didn't happen. So Kael'thas told Malfurion what really happened with Tyrande, and so Malfurion, in a fit of rage, just entangled Maeve in a bunch of vines, left her there, and then Malfurion, who was yelling at Illidan to not destroy Northrend and being angry with him, they team up together to go find Tyrande, who had fallen in a river, just went downstream. And, brotherly bonds. It's how they work. Apparently. But yeah, Illidan being an incel, don't know why it happens. He should have known that his brother would have gotten Tyrande, and he should have just accepted it. For Illidan being an incel / simp, I'm gonna have to give that one a D. Not a big fan. Don't really understand it. Why didn't he just give up? Thrall's disconnection from the elements. In Legion, Thrall gave enhancement shamans the Doom Hammer. I really think that enhancement shamans could have enhancement shamans should have gotten the elemental weapon, changed the elemental weapon around to be 2 fist weapons instead of a fist weapon and then like a shield thingy on the offhand, and then given Doom Hammer to elemental, because if you've seen Thrall, he's basically an elemental shaman. He doesn't really go into melee with his weapon. He usually sits back and casts spells. Why did you give Doom Hammer to enhancement? Why? It's only one hammer. Making your offhand hammer out of random lava or arcs of lightning is cool, but unnecessary in my eyes. Doom Hammer should have gone to elemental, but not what I wanted to talk about. Thrall's disconnection from the elements, I believe, was due to his Mat Gara with Garrosh, which we'll get into on the next one. If you remember, in the cutscene where Garrosh died in their Mat Gara, Thrall was losing. He was losing the Mat Gara because Garrosh is just more fit and stronger than Thrall, because Thrall's a shaman. He's been focusing on his Earth and Ring duties in the past 2 expansions. And Garrosh has been working out, dude. He's been pumping those irons. So, Thrall was about to lose, and then Thrall decided to pull out the fucking thunder. Decided to pull out their grasp of Earth. He decided to freaking pull out a lava burst, I think, as well. I don't know why he decided to do that in an honorable fight like a Mat Gara, especially in Nagrand, one of the places you can connect with the elements the most, because they all saw it. They all saw what he did. He cheated. Thrall cheated. Really. Thrall should have died instead of Tyrion in the Legion opening thing. Thrall should have died instead. I love Thrall. I love Thrall as much as the next guy, but he's a cheater. Thrall's a cheater. Tyrion, Not a cheater. Thrall's disconnecting from the elements. Fully deserved. Hey. Fully deserved. Garrosh's bad death. So, at the beginning, Garrosh was a good leader. He was a good leader for the Horde at the beginning, because during the Cataclysm, we needed someone who would get us supplies after the world sundered again. And so he did that, which was good for us. And then Mists of Pandaria came around, and he got more and more crazy. But if you also remember, going back to Thrall's Magara, if you also remember what Garrosh said, it was like something along the lines of, you left me, you abandoned me, you failed me. And then Thrall was like, no, you failed the Horde. No, Thrall, you did fail him. He needed help. Now, he did have Eitrig by his side. And, I don't know why he didn't listen to Eitrig, but, like, Garrosh was a big fan of Thrall. Except for the whole Thrall wanted peace thing, Garrosh was a big fan. Because Garrosh... No, mix it around. Thrall was the idol for Garrosh, pretty much. I've done it. I'm equal with my idol. But then, his idol just kind of ditched him to go with the Earthen Ring and whatnot. And, he didn't like that one bit, did he? So then, all the events in Mists of Pandaria happened. And, he took Old God power. So, like, major villain vibes. And, his bad death, that gets an F from me. I'm still angry about it. Malygos' fall. I need to keep this one short, but going back to corruption of Deathwing, Deathwing used the demon soul to vaporize / suck the life out of almost all of the blue dragons present in that war, except for pretty much Malygos and a few others. And this started to cause his downfall. I'm so sad. Malygos used to be a happy-go-lucky guy. He is like a fun uncle. Not one of those creepy uncles, but like a fun uncle who you like having around every now and then for his jokes and whatnot and his antics. But then after almost his whole dragonflight got wiped out, he started descending into madness. Probably because he didn't have much anyone to talk to and also had to grieve for all of them. He thought, what could I have done better? Really, really sad. But yeah. Malygos' fault. And then we kill him because he goes crazy and wants to kill all the human majors or something. Don't really remember along those lines, but I wish Malygos didn't go crazy, dude. He would have been such a cool guy to have. Yeah, that one gets a beat from me. Understand why he did. Not a big fan. I'm hopeful for what could have been, but still, like, it was pretty good reason. Pretty good. Karn's death. Initially, I hated Garrosh because he killed Karn. Karn was a homie. Like, I loved Karn. Karn Bloodhoof was so cool. Bane Bloodhoof is starting to get cool. As cool as his dad was. But he's still not there yet. But Karn? Fuck, dude. He was a homie. That's really all I could say. And having him die because of Garrosh getting assistance from a Grim Totem Shaman, of all people, and having his weapon poisoned is just And like later, he found out that the Grim Totem shaman who had blessed him poisoned the weapon, and that's why Karn died. And so Garrosh got angry at that shaman and the Grim Totem because of two things. One, because they made him use poison, and two, because that poison let him win. It didn't feel like an actual victory to him, and he will never know if he would have been able to win that fight or not, because the poison, kind of won it for him. And I believe that's also what kind of got Garrosh down the wrong path, because after that, I believe his mind would have been distracted and whatnot, and like, what should I do? So yeah, Karn's death. Didn't like it. Not a huge fan. S. No, it's not an S. I can't willingly do that. It's gonna be a B. It's a B. Varian. Fucking Varian. Before we talk about this, I need to move this one up here. I have to. Varian becoming a worthy, or maybe not worthy, but like a better leader, and as well as father. There's a book over there that I've read. It's really freaking good. It basically details Varian going from the End of Wrath to Cataclysm, and the Worgen are trying to join the Alliance, and Varian was like, you didn't help us during the Second War, I believe, so why should we help you with your Forsaken problem now? And then shenanigans ensue. Varian and Gen Greymane decide to have a contest of like a hunt thing. They do the hunt contest, and then Gen Greymane's like, oh, you're actually pretty good. And then blah blah blah. Varian deals with his violent mood swings. He hurts Anduin by grabbing him too hard, and he's like, no, I'm sorry, Anduin, because Anduin is his precious baby boy. It's his only reminder of Tiffin, his wife, who died because of a stupid device. Oh, Tiffin. But then this is when Garrosh starts to invade Ashenvale, and Ashenvale sends requests to help from people in Teldrassil, and that's where the conference was going up. So they get that message, and then they send their forces to Ashenvale. And prior to all this, Varian went through the process that Worgens normally go through. Like, if you've done the Worgen starting zone, you know that you gotta drink from like the 3 moon wells or whatever to calm down the Worgen inside of you. So Varian went through that, became a lot calmer and more focused, and started to become like A+, S even. Just like an S tier guy. And then during the fight for Ashenvale, the wolf spirit Logosh, I believe it's called, appeared around Varian during the fight against Garrosh that he was having, and he just straight up beats Garrosh's ass. Doesn't kill him. If he killed him, we could have been spared Mists of Pandaria entirely, but that didn't happen. But yeah, it's such a good book. I'm gonna grab it at the end, and I'm gonna show it to you, and you're gonna be like, oh, I should fucking read that book. It's so good. But yeah, this gets an S. Phenomenal writing. Not the book, but like just Varian in general, but not animal. And then we come to his death, which is so unfortunate because like let me. I gotta keep this one short. Back to when Legion was first announced, and then we get in there, we complete the Broken Shores stuff, and like a month or two beforehand, I had gotten a hold of that book and actually read it, and like on that Broken Shores cinematic, you cannot believe how devastated I was. I was so torn. I was also torn about Vol'jin's death, but that's not on here. In fact, I need to move this to the side a bit so you can see all the text. Varian's death, worthy cause. He one-shot a Fell Reaver. I believe that's the name of that thing. Fell Reaver. Yeah, probably. And then proceeds to body like 10 or so demons instantly, and then they all dogpile on him, and then Gul'dan does the thing, and it's just so sad. But yeah, worthy cause. Don't understand why he had to do it. Sylvanas totally could have gone down there. Why did Variance... It's Anduin's fault. Anduin's fault that Varian died. Fuck. Because Anduin was all like, Father, you gotta know peace. And then Varian was corrupted by this ideology. And he was like, I'll sacrifice myself for you, Sylvanas, and your horde. And then it just... But yeah, that one gets an S for me. God, I loved Varian. I miss him so much. Next, Fall of Galakrond. This one is probably less known. I really wish we got more Galakrond lore in the game, instead of me having to read a fucking giant-ass book to learn about Galakrond. But, basically, this happens while, the Titans are still around, or at least a couple of them. Just like a couple of rogue Titans that are just chilling on Azeroth, making sure things are good with the old gods before they all just ditched us. And the dragon aspects, or just normal dragons for the majority of the book, are just living their lives, being dragons. Galakrond, I believe, was a dragon corrupted by the old gods. Don't quote me on that. He had a bunch of extra appendages and whatnot. It was either corrupted by the old gods or corrupted because of cannibalism. Yeah, Galakrond ate a bunch of dragons. It was a big problem. The dragons got, like, a whole... They all teamed up and whatnot to stop Galakrond, but... And, they stopped Galakrond because from the help of one specific rogue titan whose name I cannot recall, and you will not get it because I am not going to open that book over there and skim through it for his name, because I don't want to do it. I'm not going to do it. I spent enough time trying to find Broxigar's hero moment in here. I ain't doing that again. So yeah, all the dragons team up against Galakrond, successfully kill him, and if you don't know, in what's the zone called? The zone next to Grizzly Hills to the left, the big snowy place with the dragon spire. I don't remember what it's called for the life of me. It's not Howling Fjord. That's for sure. But, in that zone, Galakrond's bones can be seen. They are gigantic. They haven't eroded. They're not covered by snow yet. They are gigantic. He was like a really big dragon. But yeah, the Fall of Galakron, that gets an A for me. Big fan of the Fall of Galakron. Cannibalism is bad. He deserved to die. Bombing of Theramore. This is kind of foggy in my memory, I'll be honest. But basically, some stuff happened. Garrosh was all like, we need to take control of the entirety of Kalimdor, and we can't allow the Alliance to keep one of their ports in Kalimdor. So, he decided to take the next logical step and say, hey, goblins, go steal this really cool dragon artifact for me and use it to destroy Theramore. And I read a book about it. Probably Caligos attempts to stop. No, it was Caligos. It was. Because I remember him looking through the artifacts and being like, one's missing. Where the fuck did it go? So he had to go look for it, and then he didn't find it in time, and Theramore got bombed. F. Not for the bombing of Theramore, but like just an F for all the people that died at Theramore. But the bombing of Theramore itself, good scenario. No. It's gonna sound really bad out of context. It was not a good scenario, but like good story point to drive home the Horde versus Alliance conflict, and also make Jaina hate us for like the next. Actually, no, she still hates us. So like the next next 4 expansions, not after Shadowlands, but does she still hate us in Shadowlands? I'm pretty sure she does. We'll find out. But now Tyrande hates us because of Sylvanas. So guess they just traded which female alliance leader hated us. Thanks, Blizzard. But bombing of Theramore, that gets a B on my. That gets B for me. Medivh. Medivh was the last guardian of Tristful. Why was he all the way down in that one place that's all gray in Karazhan? Not sure. But he was there, probably because it was closer to where he wanted to be to summon the orcs from Draenor. Poor Medivh. So, basically what happened with Medivh, when Medivh was born, Sargeras planted a seed of himself in his mind or something, and basically corrupted him throughout the years. This didn't become too apparent until his later years, where he actually started to do some sus shit. And then it all came out wide in the open when he summoned the orcs. And that's when Khadgar stopped him. But like before all of that, Khadgar was a good guy. He was. And did I say Khadgar? Medivh was a good guy before all that shit went down. So like really, it's the Guardians of Tirisfal were an order created to combat the Burning Legion. And the fact that they ended by being corrupted by a demon is just so freaking sad and funny at the same time. I'll be honest. But also, the demons try to trick Khadgar in Warlords of Draenor to become the Guardian of Tristful again. Or not again, but like to finally become one. But he was like, no, I can't be tempted. And then the demon revealed itself like, ha, it was me, a demon, the whole time. You shall perish for denying my deal. And then Khadgar fucking pushed him off the rooftop of Karazhan, and he went Splat. Good. But Medivh himself, with all his conniving magic stuff, I'm gonna give that an A. He brought orcs into Azeroth. Where would we be if orcs didn't invade Azeroth? Would trolls still exist? Or would the humans with fire have driven them out? Who knows? Also, when Khadgar killed Medivh, Medivh / Sargeras cursed Khadgar to become an old man, which is why when we see him next in the Burning Crusade in Shattrath, he looks so freaking old. And then he, so at the time of being cursed, he was about 17. And by the time of Burning Crusade, when we see him again, his age then, I believe, would have been somewhere around 25 to 30. And like looking that old at that age is not good for popularity. Khadgar was not getting the ladies until, actually no, he never got the ladies, even in Warlords of Draenor. In Warlords of Draenor, we do see him again. He looks a bit younger. He got rid of the beard, shaved the long hair, and he looked better. He looked younger, even. And, you know, A, graphics updating really helps with the age, and 2, how you present your hair really defines your age. Khadgar being cursed, I'm gonna give that one a B. I like it, but at the same time, like, why did he not keel over and die from having an old body? In frickin' like, anything. I don't get it. Fucking piece of shit bug. I don't know if you saw that on the camera, but there was a bug that was flying by. God fucking, this is 38 minutes. Oh no, I should have timed myself. Okay, alternate timeline Orgrim Doomhammer. Homie. He came to our side for like 10 minutes and then got fucking murked down by Blackhand. And you have no idea how angry that made me, because I fucking love the Orgrim Doomhammer. He was such a good character. There was no reason for him to die. I mean, sure. Actually, no, I don't even think he had the Doomhammer at that point. So, like, there really was no reason why he should have died. This gets a whole F for being a bad lore point. Don't kill off more lore characters. I mean, do kill off more lore characters, but like, you already killed him once. You didn't have to do it again. Come on. Kael'thas is set back. I'm sure we all know what happened. Fucking dude tried to help protect Silvermoon. See where that got him. And dude went to the Kirin Tor to become senior mage. See where that got him. Dude went to go to help Illidan. See where that got him. And we're gonna see him again in Shadowlands. And do we think he's learned the error of his ways? Maybe. Hopefully, he's learned the error of his ways. Hopefully. I swear to God, if he comes in as another raid boss, I will go crazy. Yeah. Just Kael'thas' character in general and how many times he got set back, that is so freaking funny, but like, you didn't have to do him dirty like that, Blizzard. That one gets that. If they gave a good reason for why Kael'thas was like such a bad dude. If they gave a good enough reason, I would have been like, hey. But there isn't really much lore. Like, well, I shouldn't say that. There is. There is lore for Kael'thas, but like, the reason why he was helping Illidan was because he was looking for the Blood Elves' prosperity. He was like, can you find us another source of magical energy, like the Sunwell or something? And Illidan was like, if you help me, I'll help you out. Homies help homies out, right? So Kael'thas was like, you're right. And then they did him like that. That's the thing. Maeve's a trickster. Going back to when Illidan was being an incel and how the whole Maeve tricking Malfurion and thinking Tyrande had died because of Illidan, yeah, that clearly didn't happen. So, another thing, but actually, why is Maeve still alive? I'm pretty sure she is. Why is she still alive? She has messed with not one, I don't think two, probably more than three of like the most important and powerful lore characters in WoW. And she has somehow lived across all of them. I don't get it. Is she just that good? I guess so. But it still pisses me off. Because she's a fucking trickster. She is one of those people where the result justifies the means. And it pisses me off so much. Ugh. Fuck my Eve. This one's getting an A. Yeah, that was getting an A. For sure. Just because I disagree with how her character is doesn't mean I dislike like her story and whatnot. Big fan. Also, Maeve's brother. Maeve tried to kill her brother. Did you know that? Did you know that? Maeve tried to kill Jared, her brother, her flesh and blood. I still can't believe that. It's unbelievable. But yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. If you want me to talk about and rank other lore points, man, I only gave 2 S's. I thought I was going to give more S's. Oh well, they're both varied. I'm not biased. I'm a Horde player. I promise I'm not biased. But yeah, if you want me to talk about any other lore points, then go ahead and comment them down below. If you so desire, go ahead and like and subscribe if you want. I will be talking about more lore points even if you guys don't comment. But like, they'll be my choosing and maybe some friend choosing. But like, I just want to keep talking about WoW lore. The next one won't be as long. I might edit this one down to get rid of the rambling. I'm not sure. But yeah, thanks for watching. Have a good one. And I'll hopefully see you all in the next video. Peace out.